This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a lucky escape. Firefighters rescue an elderly man from his burning Dunedin home. Back in business, a well-known restaurant in Bluff reopens its doors after being forced to close. And why a controversial pedestrian crossing has the Clutha District Mayor up in arms. Good evening, I'm Callum Proctor. An elderly man was rescued from his burning home in Dunedin by firefighters yesterday. The man was the sole occupant of the house on North Road in Dunedin, which erupted in flames before 1 o'clock. The rescue followed failed attempts by a group of men to save the occupant, who was rushed to an ambulance. Explosions were heard and witnesses described seeing balls of flames coming from the house. Neighbours of the victim say the man had a large collection of old televisions and motorbikes on his property, which could have accelerated the blaze. The cause of the fire is not yet known. The British and Irish Lions rugby team has touched down in Queenstown. The team was on an Air New Zealand flight from Wellington that landed just before 5:30 last evening. Keen Lion supporters were there to welcome the players after their victory over the All Blacks on Saturday.
How you feel about the win last night?
Really good. They're just getting over it now.
Yeah, no, it's good. Good to see them arrive in Queenstown. Yeah, pretty decent.
The team is staying in Queenstown until Wednesday, where they're preparing for that third and deciding test against New Zealand at Auckland's Eden Park on Saturday. An iconic restaurant at Bluff's Stirling Point has reopened after suffering fire damage last year. Oyster Cove's owners Linda and Ross Jackson say it's back and better than ever. Here's Ruby Spink.
A drink with a view of Fovo Strait is a possibility for tourists and locals once again. Oyster Cove has been shut since September last year after a fire broke out in the laundry. After a long restoration, the iconic Bluff restaurant has finally been reopened.
Back in late September, the fire happened, and I thought it wasn't that badly damaged at the time, thinking, oh, a few weeks of repair. And then, then I was told the bad news from the assessors saying, no, it'll be 6 months to repair.
Her husband and co-owner Ross Jackson says as well as repairing the back of the restaurant, they also upgraded the bar and menu.
Come back down and have a look. I think you'll be more than surprised at the changes. Linda and Natalie did an amazing job with the design of the interior. Incredible design, and it looks really mighty, I reckon. Yeah. They've kind of changed the atmosphere of the place completely, really.
Both Linda and Ross say they're looking forward to hosting people at the southernmost tip of State Highway 1 again. I'm Ruby Spink for The South Today.
A halfway bush shop was cordoned off by police today after an intruder threatened an occupant in the store. Police say no one was injured when the offender entered the store and threatened a person there at around 10 to 8 this morning. Many police, some with dogs, conducted a wide sweeping search of the area around the on-the-spot Halfway Bush convenience store. Anyone who witnessed any suspicious activity in the area this morning or saw anyone fleeing the scene is asked to contact Dunedin Police. A crossing point is being built for pedestrians on State Highway 1 at the southern end of Balclutha. However, the Clutha District Mayor says it's in a dangerous spot and should be moved before someone is killed.
The New Zealand Transport Agency is completing some roadworks here on State Highway 1 in Clyde Street, Balclutha. Now, some of that work involves the installation of what is being described as a pedestrian island or refuge. However, the installation of this refuge has some local councillors and the Clutha Mayor concerned about safety.
There's so much going on there now that the thought that there's a refuge in the middle of that, trucks, rain, school congestion, It's a combination, by the time you put that all together with the momentum of the trucks going down the hill, the cars gearing up to pass for the passing lane, it's dangerous.
The councillors and the Mayor are also upset about the lack of consultation with the council or information provided to it about the installation of this crossing.
We actually had consultation by default around our community plan. There was a lot of crossings suggested on State Highway 1 in Balclutha, and not one of them was suggested there. And I really wish that the opportunity to consult was given with a wee bit more of a time factor to it.
We've been wanting a pedestrian crossing in that area for a very long time, but it's just not in the right place, right on a busy intersection.
When asked about this, the New Zealand Transport had this to say. Senior Safety Engineer Roy Johnston said the pedestrian point or refuge island being constructed on State Highway 1 was to help people who live in Hospital Road safely cross the busy highway. The majority of people coming to and from the Hospital Road cross between the Hospital Road and Lewin Street intersection. The crossing point has been designed to avoid impeding turning traffic as well as to provide a crossing point for people going to and from Hospital Road. Mr Johnston also said that if there was a need for further crossing facilities in Balclutha, then the Transport Agency would be happy to investigate. I'm Samuel White for The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, Ashburton celebrates our newly amalgamated National Fire Service, and we meet Dunedin's Super Nan, who's been recognised for her work as a foster mum.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
We're a 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Silverhorn Active Manuka Honey from the natural Manuka forests of New Zealand. Buy one 250-gram pot for $34.90 and get a second pot for half price. Order online at silverhorn.co.nz.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf for them.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
How about these? Stretch moleskins by Lee Ryder. 7 colours, 2 leg lengths. Very comfortable, warm, extremely durable, and only $79.90.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoura Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Oakley's Bathroom Centre proudly brings you junior football from around Dunedin. Off the Bar, Saturday 7 p.m, Sunday 1 p.m, and Tuesday afternoon 3:30 p.m.
Welcome back. Police are continuing their investigation into the stabbing of a man at his Matoda home 3 Saturdays ago. The victim in his 70s was in his lounge when an unidentified man came in through his front door, demanded money, stabbed him and then ran off. The victim has now been released from hospital. The offender is described as male, aged over 30, with light-coloured skin and wearing a grey hoodie and dark pants. Detective Sergeant Greg Baird says police are still appealing for any sightings of the offender near Main Street's Matoda between around 9:30 and 10 p.m. on Saturday night, June 17th. The biggest collection of firefighting gear ever seen in the South Island was paraded in Ashburton on Friday. The procession marks the establishment of the new national organisation, Fire and Emergency New Zealand. The new organisation brings together rural and urban firefighters under one national body. Canterbury Fire appliances of all ages came to Ashburton for the one-off parade. Included in the procession was Little Flick, as well as a rescue Land Rover, which Ashburton helped to fund in the 1970s. Internal Affairs Minister Peter Dunn said the move was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bring together the functions of 40 organisations and more than 600 brigades into a single integrated service. A Dunedin foster mother known as Super Nan, who took 167 children into her care, has received a humanitarian award. Helen Gillam's contribution was recognised at a surprise ceremony at the Port Chalmers Town Hall last Wednesday, where she was presented with a Melvin Jones Fellowship. Our reporter Roselle LeBone spoke to Helen at her Dunedin home.
She's seen it all, and not much phases foster carer extraordinaire Helen Gillam. But she was taken unawares last Wednesday when she was presented with the Lions Club's highest humanitarian award.
I just wanted the floor to open and for me to fall down, really.
You didn't like the
I don't like attention.
limelight.
No, I do not cope with the limelight.
Being the 100th anniversary, they're doing special things around the country and in Port Chalmers as well.
So I'll be 170 when I get another one.
I'm Roselle LeBone. I'm here with Helen Gillam, who has fostered 167 kids over 37 years and is still going strong. What is it like fostering over 160 kids?
It seems unreal, because when you're on the outside like I am now, they've all moved on, and you look back on it and you think to yourself, oh God. But it's a pleasure, and it's hard work, it's rewarding, it's sad. When I was divorced, I had 3 children, and I was on the DPB, and I wanted to give back, do something.
What's the hardest part about what you do?
You don't know what you're going to get when it comes through the door, but you know what you've got when it goes out the door. You know your limits. You can't get tangled up with them. You can't get emotional. If you take a child in, you know, well I do, you've got your boundaries.
Do you have opinions on the state of foster care in New Zealand?
I know there's not enough caregivers out there. There's a lot of problem children who need families. When I go out the street, what's this one's name? Oh, what number's that? I should number them instead of naming them.
Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, the latest on the severe weather warning that's been issued for the South and details on why Dunedin dogs are about to become part of a global study.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garrador.
How about these? Stretch moleskins by Lee Ryder. 7 colours, 2 leg lengths, very comfortable, warm, extremely durable and only $79.90.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Loss of collagen is the reason for those fine lines and wrinkles. Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Joints, tendons, ligaments and cartilage all benefit from healthy collagen levels, the very foundation of structural health. Support collagen levels naturally with Collagen Plus by Silberhorn. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call now 0800 502 402.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Atelier Jeu d'Esprit is, well, it's my playroom. In a lot of ways, it's me. Things that I see as beautiful. The byline is whimsical trifles in fabulous fabrics.
Autumn is here. Too late to sow grass seed, but never fear. Ready Lawn is here. Ready Lawn, your perfect all-year-round solution. Call Ready Lawn today.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
The University of Otago, New Zealand's only true collegiate university. For first-year students, the history, the expectations of excellence are
unfamiliar. G'day, I'm next door.
Hi, next door. I'm Samantha Pascoe.
No, you're not. I'm Josh, Clyde, Science. And you are?
Sam, Hastings, Law and Arts.
Tane, Auckland, Commerce. Osaka, Greece, Classics. History.
She may be the love that cannot hope to last. May come to me from shadows.
Europe in Concert rerun. Channel 39 brings you some of the world's most interesting musicians on stage. Mondays, 10 p.m.
Back, a severe weather watch is in place as Met Service predicts heavy snow for parts of the lower South Island tomorrow. Southland and Otago should expect snow overnight to 200 metres, while snow showers are expected to affect parts of Dunedin and the Clutha district as well. Heavy snow as low as 100 metres could be expected in some of these areas. An accumulation of 10 to 15 centimetres of snow could be experienced above 200 metres from tomorrow morning to the early afternoon. We'll have more about this coming up in the weather. Well, Dunedin canines are set to become part of a worldwide study into mammalian genetics. American-based researcher Eleanor Carlson is at Otago University for an international conference and decided to continue a project she began with American dogs. Daryl Baser with The Dog's Tale.
Jumping for joy. This agile and hungry 5-month-old collie cross was one of the Dunedin dogs having their DNA sampled at the University of Otago on Sunday. These southern dogs were the first in New Zealand to have their DNA sampled for an international project which hopes to identify genetic traits such as aggression or anxiety.
And so we're actually getting DNA samples from New Zealand dogs as part of this conference. And we're going to have an opportunity to look at their DNA and figure out how changes in their DNA may be affecting differences in their personality and their behaviors and things like that.
To get the DNA samples, owners took a saliva swab by keeping a cotton bud inside their four-legged friends' mouths for around 30 seconds. Oscar, the Shar-Pei Staffy cross, was kind of patient as his human Kimberly collects a sample. Eleanor Carlson hopes this research can help both dogs and humans as they are looking for genetic markers relating to behaviour.
And so if we can understand how that change in DNA works, like what does it do in the brain? Does it mean that there's some particular signaling thing that happens in the brain that gets turned up or turned down, and that's what's leading to the anxiety? That might be a start for developing new ways to actually treat things like anxiety, both in people and in dogs.
Otago University's Director of Genetics, Peter Dearden, who describes their family dog as a mutt, believes, like humans, there are many shapes, sizes and personality types.
Dogs are really interesting animals when you think about it. There aren't many other species which have such a variety of behaviours and shapes and sizes and things, and all of that is through selective breeding from humans, and that shapes the genetics of dogs. And so to be linked into this project, trying to understand the evolution of dogs and how human selection has shaped their genomes, and even finding genes that might be associated with particular sorts of behaviours, that's great, particularly as actually dogs aren't far from humans, so we might learn a bit about ourselves as well.
The owners had many varied reasons for wanting their four-legged family members to be part of the study. Caroline Porteous says at 13 years old, her fox terrier Zach is a good age, and having his DNA on file might preserve his essence.
And I thought it would be very cool to have him in this study. He's almost, I guess, around forever that way, having his DNA tested, and yeah, I thought that would be kind of neat.
Eleanor Carlson's Darwin's Dog Project is attempting to trace canine ancestry from being in the wild to being very much loved family members. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Well, Queenstown Community Centre Happiness House is on the move. The group is a victim of the tourist town's high property demand, as the house it's leased has been sold for $2.2 million. Mina Amso has more.
The Queenstown house that has been home to community centre Happiness House for several years was put up for auction on Friday. And after some spirited bidding, sold for $2.2 million. Karen Stewart, who runs the centre, says the organisation has outgrown the premises, and there was too little space available to store public donations of food and clothing.
But we are outgrowing our premises, really, and the need for us and the Wakatipu has grown so much that we're full up, like getting the donations, we've got nowhere to put them, we've got our op shop is absolutely crammed all the time, the kitchen's always full.
Stewart says the centre is considering a move to a new location 10 minutes outside Queenstown in Frankton.
We do have a lease in place though till October 2018, and then in that period of time we're looking at where we would go. Will we stay in central Queenstown? We move out to Frankton where it's sunnier and better parking and it's not so busy, and a lot of other places are moving out there. But this has been an idyllic spot for us, really.
Fruit trees. Would you follow us out to Frankton? Oh yeah, definitely. Initially, when considering the move, Stewart had concerns about whether or not clients would follow the centre to Frankton, but a survey of clients suggests they will.
And with the new $2 buses, because transport has always been a very big issue, but with the $2 buses, which I know for a fact are going to happen, you can get on a bus from Sunshine Bay and end up in Frankton for only $2. So
it makes a difference for you?
It's going to be huge for all of our clients.
A decision whether to stay in Queenstown CBD or Frankton will be made in the upcoming months. Mina Amso, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. An elderly Dunedin man was rescued by firefighters from his burning home yesterday, while explosions erupted from his house. An iconic restaurant at Bluff's Stirling Point has reopened after suffering fire damage last year. The owners say it's back and better than ever. And a crossing point's being built for pedestrians on State Highway 1 at the southern end of Balclutha, but the region's mayor says it's a potential death trap. Right, now we'll look at what's happening inside tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. Barry Stewart.
Callum, how are you? A female robber pointed a gun at a Dunedin dairy owner this afternoon and told him, "I don't want to hurt you." More on that story in the paper tomorrow. So that's a continuation of a run of incidents with dairies and the like. So concerning. A family man was leading a double life, importing drugs for easy money, but he has been jailed for 28 months. We have the Lions in Queenstown, so our team are out and about tracking them down today. The fans were more visible than the actual players. The players were keeping pretty low key, but Lots of fans there by the looks of things. Of course, as mentioned earlier, snow on the way, so we'll have a report on that. On our sports pages, we talked to some former All Blacks, and they give us a bit of a heads up as to how they think the final test will go. They say the pressure will be immense, so I guess that goes without saying. It's going to be a big game. Tiger Cricket has signed a couple of Aucklanders to bolster their ranks. And Susie Bates has chalked up her 100th game for New Zealand, but unfortunately on a losing note, they lost to Australia in their World Cup match overnight.
All right, tomorrow's ODT. Thanks for that, Barry.
Thank you.
Okay, time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Sportsville.
And today's Southern View taken of flowers at the railway station. And looking at the situation, that cold southerly airflow brings freezing air from the Antarctic to southern districts tonight and tomorrow. An anticyclone will lie east of Otago later in the week. And to the southern outlook for Balclutha, sleety showers and 5 tomorrow. It's much the same right around the south, sleety showers and cool temperatures. Up to the central outlook, and showers clearing for Alexandra tomorrow and 7. Queenstown's high is just 5 with sleety showers. Wanaka and Te Aroha get to 6 tomorrow. Up to the northern outlook, Oamaru becoming fine and a high of 8. Omarama and Twizel only get to 6 tomorrow. Timaru has a fine day, the weather becoming fine there and a high of 8. Dunedin tonight, snow showers for the hills expected with that weather warning, a low of 5. Tomorrow, sleety showers continue with fresh cold southwest winds, the high just 7. And for Wednesday, cloudy and cold with southwesterlies dying out. Wednesday's high 7 as well, the low 6. Down to Invercargill tonight, sleety showers tonight are forecast with the low of 4. Tomorrow, scattered showers, some sleet possible, very cold southerly, the high is 6. And Wednesday, clears up, mostly fine and sunny, with a high of 8 for Invercargill on Wednesday. All right, that's the South today. You can also keep up with the latest Southern Region news via our Facebook page. Also follow us on YouTube and Twitter. Keep warm and have a good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.